Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining my channel. Thank you for choosing to click on my videos and watch. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. So today, like I mentioned, I'm going to be taking these nails off. I did them preparing to keep them on and just wanted them off. So when you're clipping the nails like this, if it's not on yourself, if it's on someone else, please make sure to look underneath. Sometimes people's eponychium is long and you cannot go as short as you would on yourself, so please be careful if you're doing that. And if you angle your clippers in the right way, the nail should pop off just like you saw there, even if they're thick. So what I did was take some nippers to get my bling off first, and then I'm going in, I have my dust collector on underneath me, and I'm going in with my Not Polish 5-course safety barrel bit. This bit is a beast, you guys. She is just a baddie. It took 13 minutes from the time I clipped them off until the time I was ready to soak to get all of this acrylic off. So that's pretty good. I don't have this in, I think on this nail I had it almost in real time, and then I sped it up after this so you guys don't have to watch all of it. So the length of the video isn't an indication of how long the whole process took. This was 13 minutes because I kind of paid attention. The soak off was less than 10 because I got most of the product off with this bit here. Also, my nails are paper thin, like I've explained to you all before. So any bit that I use on myself, I can feel it. I get burning instantly, and I feel zero burning, not at all, not even once. Also, I knew how short my nails were underneath here. I knew there was zero length. So that's why I was able to just go right to the skin with this, because I already knew. I just did these nails yesterday. But again, don't do that with a client or anyone else. Pay very close attention. Be more careful. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I don't feel any heat with this because I am using pressure. I have it on about 18,000 RPMs, but I'm only using pressure when the acrylic is thick. Once I start getting close to my natural nail, I'm not using any pressure at all. I'm just floating the bit over the top of my nail and letting the bit do the work. It's on a high speed. I never changed the speed, even when I got down to the clear layer. And I just keep moving it around so I don't burn myself. I never once felt any burning with this. My clients don't either, because I've asked, of course, because this bit looks a little scary, to be honest. But it just does the job. I mean, it's literally the best bit. So the other thing I wanted to mention is several times, because this is sped up, I quickly move my finger away, and it looks a little scary. I noticed as I was playing it back. That is not because I've hurt myself. It's because I'm flicking the dust off so I can continue. So just be aware that that's not what's happening. Just look at this bit, you guys. Oh my gosh. So after this, I'm going to soak in acetone. And then before I soak in acetone, I always put a little cuticle oil around my cuticles and all around my skin, because the acetone is so harsh. My nail beds are so thin, and acetone, I have a bad reaction to it on my skin. So you can use Vaseline or petroleum jelly or cuticle oil, but you should soak for as little time as you can. That's why I take most of the acrylic off with a bit, because before I knew that, I was soaking my whole set off and getting blisters all around my cuticles. It was ugly. I didn't know what it was from, and I was just burning myself with acetone, literally. So I don't ever keep my hands longer than 10 minutes in acetone, and I never need to from doing it this way. It's just so much quicker too. So after I soak with acetone, I do get up and wash my hands and scrub it really good with soap. Scrub my skin really good with soap and hot water to get the acetone off, because it will continue to absorb into your skin. I learned that when I started getting the burns, that you need to wash it off right away. The other thing is, I was talking about the cuticle oil. Cuticle oil or Vaseline will protect your skin. The acetone won't be soaking into it as much, but you do need to make sure to wipe it off your nail plate so that doesn't create a barrier, and the acetone can soak into the product on your nail. So when you do that step, make sure your nail plate is clean, even if you have to go in with some swipe on your nail plate to get it off. So right here I'm showing you I have hot water, or water as warm enough as I can stand, in the bottom of that soak off dish. And then I pour the acetone in little tubs, Here I'm showing you the cuticle oil. As you see, I'm swiping it up and around my free edge, just my skin. I do get a little on my pinky nail, and I wiped it off camera. I was out of frame on some of this, of course, so sorry about that. Also, this morning I'm sitting outside. I can see my breath. It's pretty cold here in Tucson. Cold to me is like 55 degrees. So I don't know, I think it's maybe 58 or something. So I'm sitting in front of my heater, but there are birds and outside noises out here this morning. So after the soak off, I'm just showing you how I take most of the product that's gummy off with a paper towel, because my nails are so thin. I don't like doing this scraping. It feels very uncomfortable, and I feel like even though I can see where there's product and I know when I'm down to the natural nail and when to stop scraping, I still prefer to get the gummy stuff off with the paper towel. It also speeds up the removal process. So right here, I just go in and get any extra tip or acrylic off of the edge, because they're always pretty jagged with little cling-ons there. I've washed my hands since then, so you can see they're not all white and crusty around the edges like they were when I first took them out of the acetone. This is that gorgeous Kara Sky cuticle bit that I love, and I just have it turned up a little bit higher, and I'm basically replacing a sanding band with this to get the rest of the product off. When I first started doing nails, I honestly could not tell if I had product on my nails or not at this point. So I would not be able to tell what was product and what was my nail, and I had a real hard time distinguishing when to stop. And again, my nails are so thin that it really caused a lot of damage. So I know better now, and this bit is very, very, very gentle, and it is made for prep work and natural nail work. It's also really good for buffing the skin, which is what you see me doing, going around on my actual skin with this. I had this at a speed of about 6, not higher than 7. I'm just gonna dust them off real good. I'm gonna use some swipe just to neutralize and sanitize and dry out, just to make sure everything's clean. And also, when you're doing this, you can feel if your nail feels like your nail or if there's product on there. So that's another reason I do that. Then the cuticle oil, I'm gonna lather it. I'm just gonna slob it on, rub it in really good, rub it on both hands because there's just excess. And then I'm going to wipe it off with a paper towel just to get the excess off. And then I'm gonna rub it in again. And that's it. Half an hour. Thanks for watching, guys.